Hey, let's live in Universe. It's Xander, and welcome back to WWE 2K24 Universe Mode. Welcome back to TNA Wrestling on the road to the Worlds Collide event. We are kicking things off with some singles action tonight. I do apologize if I seem a little caught off guard. I wasn't prepared for the episode to start as soon as it did. But we are back here in the Capital Wrestling Center, the NXT Performance Center, as we grow another day closer. We grow another day closer to the upcoming merge between NXT and TNA, as we have got a rematch from Rebellion, as Joe Hendry is going to be taking on the man that cost him his matchup to Chris Danger just last week. Here he comes. Here comes Hammerstone to the ring. Hammerstone storming down to the ring. Ready for action against Hendry to kick us off here on TNA Wrestling. Of course, we got a huge night tonight. We'll be main evented by the arrival of the Forsaken, as here we go! Hendry out of the gate with a clothesline to Hammerstone. Hammerstone grabs him. Spine buster to Joe Hendry. Pulls him in now. Joe Hendry getting picked back up by Hammerstone. Powerbomb. Hammerstone pulls him in. Takes him down with a gut wrench. Hammerstone kicks him down now, and now Hammerstone grabs onto Joe Hendry. Pulls him in. Hammerstone now lifts him up. Joe Hendry slides out of it. Hendry grabs him. Rolls him through. Cover on Hammerstone. No kick out from Hammerstone. Hendry back to his feet now. Hammerstone with an elbow strike. Hammerstone now pulling him in, grabs a hold of Hendry, and now Hammerstone pulls him in, grabs a hold of Hendry again, now Hammerstone scoops him up, drops him into a cover now, rolls him over. One, Hendry kicks out. Joe Hendry staggering back to his feet now, Hammerstone picking him up, countered. Joe Hendry arm drag, taking him down. Throws him off the ropes, and tilt-a-whirl sidewalk slam takes him down. Hendry getting him back up to his feet again now. Joe Hendry chops him. Punching him now. Joe Hendry kicked in the ribs by Hammerstone. Hammerstone now scoops him up on his shoulders. Torture rack position. Drives him into the mat. Hammerstone's got him down. Rolls Hendry over again into another cover. Hammerstone, 1, 2. Kick out from Joe. Hammerstone now grabs onto Hendry. Pulls him in, going for Nightmare Pendulum. Hendry slides out of it now. Joe chomps out the leg. Hendry now gets caught. Knee strike to Hammerstone. Joe Hendry pulls him in. Hendry with Hammerstone. Freak of nature takes him down. Hendry getting him back up to his feet now. Joe Hendry grabs a hold of him, sends him off the ropes. Joe scoops him up. Tilt-a-whirl sidewalk slam to Hammerstone, taking him down. Hendry now grabs him and jumping neck breaker, dropping him. Hendry kicking out the legs off Hammerstone now. Hammerstone comes back in. DDT. Right hook connects again from Hammerstone now, and now Hammerstone pulls him in, throws him over the top rope. Hammerstone, forearm to Hendry, grabs a hold of him now, and Hammerstone lifts him up, and back body drop on the apron. Hammerstone grabs a hold of Hendry again now, and now Hammerstone dropping Hendry face first into the mat again. Now what is Hammerstone thinking here? He's got Hendry by the neck. Hendry slides out of it. Hendry, wait a minute. Standing ovation on the floor. Hendry grabs a hold of him, throws him into the barricade. Getting Hammerstone back up to his feet now. Joe Hendry with Hammerstone back into the ring. Now Joe goes around to the leg, grabs the ankle. Hendry lock is in, and grapevines it on Hammerstone. Hendry logging it in on him now. Hendry trying to put him away here. Joe Hendry. No, Hammerstone rolls it through. Hammerstone kicking away at Joe. Hendry staggering back to his feet. Both men back to their feet. Hammerstone with a wicked lariat there to Joe. Grabs a hold of him now, and Joe Hendry gets pulled in. Hammerstone with a knee to the back. Clothesline. Taking him down. Double axe handle in the back from Hammerstone to Hendry. Turns him over with a kick. Hammerstone grabs him, kicks the head from Hendry. Hendry counters, grabs onto him now, and Joe Hendry's got a hold of Hammerstone again. Hendry. Freak of nature! Whoa, hold on a minute. That's Oba Femi from NXT. We're in the CWC, we're in the Performance Center. The referee, I'm going to call it DQ. Oba Femi, just 2 nights ago on NXT, was upset that he's not in the North American Championship match and said even that he would hurt someone to get himself to Worlds Collide, and he didn't care who it was. As Oba Femi grabs onto Joe Hendry, and Oba Femi reaches him. Oba gets him back to his feet and launches Hendry out of the ring. Oba Femi going into the former TNA World Champion. Hammerstone's gotten the hell out of Dodge. He wants nothing to do with this guy. As the Oba Feminists are rising up in the Impact Zone tonight. Hendry flattened as Oba Femi lifts him back up, and Oba Femi placing Hendry on the announce table, lifting him up. Oba Femi, oh my god, grabs Hendry. Powerbomb explodes the announce table. And now Oba Femi with Joe Hendry back to his feet, launches him back into the ring. Femi lifts him back up to his feet, and Oba Femi, pop-up powerbomb. So Destiny's Gorillas look to end the reign of my brother Nero and I. Well, Bloodline Light, the bloodline of imposters. The Hardys, House Hardy, will ensure your ultimate deletion. And Jacob, you want to come out here and lay me out a couple weeks ago. You were part of the reason why I didn't end up getting the win back at Rebellion over Mustafa Ali. I know you got this big 6-man matchup coming up next weekend at Worlds Collide 2. Well, guess what? You ain't escaping from me without consequence, boy. So I'll see you. It'll be Tuesday. It can be Thursday next week. Next week, I want to see you in that ring. And you're going to find out what happens when you step in there with Jeff Hardy. A huge challenge thrown out there from Jeff Hardy, but now it is time for our next matchup. I do apologize that it's a bit of a shorter episode of TNA. I have no other excuse except for I kind of ran out of time while working on it. And that is genuinely my excuse, as here comes Frankie Kazarian to the ring. This next matchup, the final qualifier for the Ultimate X match. We find out who joins Trevor Lee, Speedball, Mike Bailey, as well as Ethan Page, Javon Evans, Wes Lee, and again, you have to excuse me, I'm a little tired here. I'm recording this way later at night than usual. JD McDonough and Josh Alexander in the 8-man ladder match next weekend at Worlds Collide. As here comes his opponent, part of the major players Here comes Brian Myers. So, Brian Myers makes his way to the ring as, wait a minute, Kazarian getting the jump on him. Just like we saw Oba Femi do to Joe Hendry just a moment ago, Frankie Kazarian getting the jump on Brian Myers. Myers getting picked back up to his feet now, and Kazarian. No, Myers launches him back into the ring. Myers now follows him back to his feet here. Brian Myers, drop kick from Frankie Kazarian. As now the official has to start the match. Kazarian went for double axe handle. Myers moves out of the way. Brian Myers with a big jab, pops up into head scissor, takes him down. We'll be seeing the leader of the major players in action later tonight. Matt Cardona will be in singles action against Eric Young, as there's a big drop kick from Frankie Kazarian. Kazarian trying to make quick work of the self-proclaimed most professional wrestler. As Myers back to his feet, kicked in the ribs. Kazarian knocking him down. Big right hook there connects from Frankie to Brian Myers now. Myers grabs him, head scissor, takes him down. Big jab there, collides. Pulls him in now, and Myers sends Kazarian off the ropes. Frankie Kazarian ducks. Brian Myers leapfrogs him again, and spine buster. Big jab there connects now. Brian Myers pulls him in, takes him down, crossface. Myers with a crossface in on Frankie Kazarian, trying to put him away quickly here. Myers wrenches it in. Kazarian rolls back through, though. Kick in the ribs, knocks him back now. And Brian Myers gets shot with a chop. Kazarian chopped himself now. And here we go. Back and forth they go. Myers and Kazarian. Who's going to get the better of this exchange here? Who's going to go to the X Division Ultimate X match at the upcoming event at Worlds Collide? Kazarian kicking the ribs, kick to the head, and forearm strike flooring Myers. Kaz picks him back up to his feet now, and Kazarian pulls him in for Spanish Fly. Into a cover on Myers. He's got him down. Frankie Kazarian, cover on Myers. 1, 2. No! Brian Myers kicks out. Kazarian's got him down now. Frankie Kazarian come out of the ring to go after him here. Kazarian, no stranger to that X Division title. Kicking away at Brian Myers now. Kazarian's got him down. Kaz goes for a right hook. Gets caught by Myers now. And Brian Myers launches him back into the ring. And Myers getting fired up as Kazarian. Need I remind you, the man's almost 50. And he can do that. Kaz getting him back up to his feet. What's my excuse? As now Myers thrown back into the ring. Kazarian now springboards. Frog splash across the back. As Frankie Kazarian chops him again now. Brian Myers grabs him. Myers pulls him in. Throws him off the ropes. Ducks him. Leapfrogs him. And big clothesline. The roster cut. Connects from Brian Myers. Cover on Kazarian now. Brian Myers cover. 1. No. Kazarian kicks out. Brian Myers standing over him now as Kazarian is down. Myers grabs a hold of him. And DDT connects. Myers now back to his feet. Kazarian gets caught. Kazarian thrown headfirst in the turnbuckle. Myers countered. Kazarian puts him in the corner now. Frankie Kazarian up to the middle rope. And big kick to the head of Brian Myers, taking him down. Myers back to his feet now. Myers with a clothesline. Into another one. Brian Myers now. No, Kazarian counters with a big clothesline of his own. And now Kazarian grabbed by Myers now. Brian Myers has him up on the shoulders. Snake eyes into the corner, taking him down. Myers goes for a kick. Myers hits him with another big clothesline there to Kazarian. The former X Division champ is down. Myers to the top rope. Brian Myers going to look to fly. Here we go. Brian Myers perched up top. Myers went for a missile drop kick. Kaz out of the way. Now Kazarian Drops him into the mat. Cover. And Frankie Kazarian for the 1, 2, 3. Picks up the win. Frankie Kazarian fills the 8th and final slot in the Ultimate X match at Worlds Collide. Massive, massive win there for Kazarian. We got more coming up here on TNA right now. Santino, you saw what happened out there. I did, Joe. I did not know that Oba Femi was going to be here tonight, okay? Yeah, well, I didn't know he was going to be here either. I didn't know he was going to be laying me out and powerbombing me through a table, so you know what I want you to do? I want you to make the match for Worlds Collide. Joe Hendry versus Oba Femi. I gotta put the big man in his place. Do you want the match? You got the match, Joe Hendry. Good. Well, no. You hold on just a minute, Santino. You're not making it Joe Hendry versus Oba Femi. Without me in there, that big man cost me my chance at beating Hendry again and got me a DQ loss. So I want a triple threat. Do you want a triple threat? Hammerstone? It's Hammerstone. Get it right or else. Joe Hendry, Oba Femi, and Alex Hammerstone, and Worlds Collide 2. You're gonna get the name right eventually. Would you believe me if I said this match was booked 2 days before it actually happened in real life? Anyways, up next we've got one half of the Knockouts Tag Team Champions making her way down to the ring. As here comes a Rosemary of the Decay down to the ring. Rosemary carrying that Knockouts Tag title over her shoulder. Of course, she and Havoc are going to defend those titles in the winner-take-all situation against the team of Kelani Jordan and Sol Ruka in just a few nights' time. So, here comes her opponent. Last week we saw Sol Ruka in the Impact Zone taking on Havoc. This week, we're getting her tag partner Kelani Jordan, one half of the NXT Women's Tag Champs, against Rosemary. So Kelani making her way down to the ring, looking to make sure that to show that nobody can do it like Kelani. So Kelani Jordan and Rosemary going one-on-one here on TNA tonight. Again, I booked this without realizing it was happening on NXT in real life this week. It's kind of a funny coincidence, I suppose. So without any further ado, here we go. As Rosemary comes in, forearm strike connects. Big chop there from Lonnie now. Pops up into sunset flip. Looking at, nearly tried to roll her up immediately there. Rosemary kicked out almost immediately though. As Rosemary comes back in, big full back elbow strike there from Kelani. And now Kelani picking her back up to her feet here. Kelani Jordan pulls her in, countered. Rosemary sends her into the corner now, and Rosemary with a forearm strike takes her down. Rosemary goes for a crossbody. Lonnie out of the ring now. Kelani now back into the ring. Kelani Jordan grabs onto her, pulls Rosemary in, and takes her down. Big right hook connects there now as Rosemary gets pulled in, and Kelani Jordan takes out the arm. Pulling back on the arm now is Kelani. Kelani Jordan's got her down now, and now Kelani Jordan goes to roll her over, gets caught. Big crossbody there from Kelani. Rosemary's down now. Rosemary back to her feet, takes out the arm of Kelani. Rosemary now comes in with a sling blade, knocking her down. Rosemary drop kick into the back of Kelani. Kelani Jordan comes in, gets caught. Rosemary knee into the back, takes her down. Rosemary getting her back up to her feet now. Kelani comes back in, crossbody again, taking down Rosemary. We saw kind of a preview of this matchup on NXT earlier this week as well, when the Decay and Jordan Grace took on Fallon Henley and the duo of Kelani and Soul. But of course, Fallon Henley refused to get in the ring, so it was pretty much a 2-on-3 handicap for the NXT Women's Tag Champs, and ultimately the Decay got the victory. But there's a big elbow strike, and I believe it was Kelani Jordan getting pinned in that matchup as well. As now Kelani getting her back up to her feet here, and Kelani Jordan kicks her in the ribs, pulls her in, and takes her out. Down goes Rosemary. Big forearm strike connects. Goes for a kick. Nobody home. Rosemary back into the ring. Kelani right behind her now as Rosemary catches her, pulls her in, countered. Kelani, clothesline, takes her down. Getting her back up to her feet now, and Kelani, clothesline connects. Rosemary ducks her, grabs her, back body drop. And spine buster. Rosemary grabs a hold of her now. Rosemary picking her back up to her feet now, and Rosemary, big super kick connects to Kelani Jordan. That's Rosemary now picking her up to her feet, and the Knockouts Tag Champ grabs the NXT Women's Tag Champ, throwing her in the corner. Puts the boot to her now, picking her back up to her feet here. And Rosemary pulls her in. Here we go. Rosemary looking to do it for the Hive. Takes her down. Cover. Rosemary for the 1, 2, 3. Rosemary with the win. Massive victory there for Rosemary tonight. Wait a minute, that's Jacy Jayne from NXT. We saw Jasmine Nix ambushed Havoc the other night. Jacy Jayne kicking Rosemary in the face. Another sneak attack from the NXT ladies. And there you see him, the wise man of the bloodline is here, William Regal. To be a fly on the wall for this conversation, huh? Tribal Chief Jimmy Uso still to come. All right, it is now time for the main event of TNA. As here comes Matt Cardona to the ring. The Deathmatch King, the man who wants to be the next North American champion, making his way down to the ring. Steph DeLander, his Deathmatch Queen, by his side. Cardona representing the Major Wrestling Gods. Are they still called the Major Wrestling Gods? After all this, Moose isn't part of the group. That's kind of where the Gods part of it came from. As Matt Cardona makes his way to the ring. Cardona ready to take on a TNA original tonight. A man he's had quite a few encounters with here in the LS11 universe over the last few years of TNA. A TNA original in Eric Young. Cardona, like I said, is just days away from challenging for the NXT North American title and the unification of the digital media and North American titles. And he looks to get a warm-up in tonight. As here comes the Maniac, Eric Young, to the ring. Eric Young ready for action. It's still yet to be revealed if Eric Young is going to be taking part in Worlds Collide in any way, shape, or form. As Eric Young Storming down to the ring, he's a former X Division champion in his own right. So, Eric Young makes his way to the ring. Young and Cardona, our main event tonight on the second to last TNA. I promise next week's will feel bigger. It'll feel like the final TNA, at least for a while. It could come back one day. It's the one series, well, I'll say it could come back one day. Here we go. Big clothesline there from Cardona. But yes, to break the fourth wall for a minute, TNA, that's the one where this could be considered maybe a season or two hiatus. Something like that. Maybe I'll bring it back in the future, just depends. But going down to 2 shows a week with Raw and NXT for me is going to be how I keep my passion floating for this show. Because 3 shows a week is just too much for me. After all this time, which I know is crazy given I used to do 5 a week, but you know, we all move on to different things, and doing 5 episodes of Universe a week is just not for me anymore. As Eric Young kicks Matt Cardona in the ribs, pulls him in, grabs him. Eric Young, swinging neckbreaker to Matt Cardona, takes him down. Deathmatch King goes down, headbutt from Eric Young. Cardona now grabs him, throws him across the ring into the corner now. Big jab there. Cardona kicking the ribs now, putting the boots to Eric Young again. Cardona grabs onto him now, getting Eric Young back to his feet. Cardona with Eric Young. Bounces him off the turnbuckle in the corner. And now Eric Young coming back in. Big elbow strike taking him down. Young, no. Cardona rolls through. Cardona floats over. DDT to Eric Young. Cardona with a boot into the back of Eric Young. Stomps him in the head. Young back to his feet. Big elbow strike there from EY. Eric Young back to his feet. Cardona floats over. DDT to the TNA original. Cardona grabbing a hold of him now. Cardona launches him back in. Now Matt Cardona, no. Eric Young sweeping the leg. Eric Young into a cover on Cardona. Eric Young, 1. Kick out from Cardona. Cardona back to his feet now. And Eric Young with Cardona up on the shoulders. Whoa, Eric Young going to finish the job. Cardona counters. Cardona. Radio silence. Into a cover on Eric Young. 1, 2, 3. Quick and easy for the Deathmatch King on that one. Suppose that's why he's always ready, huh? Cardona finishes EY in a matter of minutes. Oh, Cardona, you done it now. You gone and made a big mistake, Jacob Fatu. The Samoan werewolf is here. Fatu's choking out Cardona. Squeezing the life out of him with a bear hug. And Fatu remembers that Cardona beat him down and held up his title just a couple of weeks ago at the end of NXT, and Fatu is making sure he's getting his pound of flesh on Cardona before Worlds collide next week. As Jacob Fatu's got him down. Oh God, what is he thinking? Jacob Fatu to the top rope. Moonsault through the announce table. And Jacob Fatu taking him down. Super kick. And as if heralding the arrival, here he is. As here is the NXT champ, the Tribal Chief, him, Jim Jimmy Uso, making his way down to the ring. We saw the wise man, William Regal, earlier. We see the enforcer, Jacob Fatu, waiting at ringside. So what has Jimmy Uso got to say here tonight? We're about to find out. What is he going to say? He's got a mic in hand, but hold on a minute. As here comes the TNA World Champion, the man who faces Jimmy in the main event of Worlds Collide next weekend, the man who won the gold at Rebellion. Limitless Keith Lee, staring a hole down at Jimmy Uso. As Keith, TNA title in hand, marching down towards Jimmy. Jimmy Uso hasn't even gotten a chance to speak yet as Keith Lee, gently placing down his TNA World title and stepping in the ring. Jonathan, welcome to my show. Yeah, big man, it ain't about to be your show for much longer because I'm going to kick those teeth down your big ass throat, yeet. Such juvenile insults from you. A scared, pathetic little man impersonating his far more successful, far more dominant cousin, who, I suppose I should remind you, I have defeated before. So tell me, Jonathan Uso, why do you think you stand a chance at basking in my glory and living to tell the tale? Man, you're old news now, Keith Lee. You've been old news for about 5 years now. You were old news when they called you Bearcat. You were old news when they put your ass in that stupid-ass singlet. You were old news the minute you got called up out of NXT, whereas me, I'm making headlines within NXT as him, Jim Uso, your new tribal chief. And when you and I go one-on-one at Worlds Collide, hold on a minute. Hold on just a minute, gentlemen, because see, after a very productive meeting with Santino and Bobby Roode, the winner-take-all match at Worlds Collide 2 is now a triple threat, with yours truly involved. Just, if you notice some new tires on Mr. Roode's sports car, don't think too much about it. Yo, Keith, you tell me this scrawny-ass little punk is challenging for our titles? Mr. Uso, it seems that is the case. You kind of scrawny-ass punk. Oh, and Keith Lee taking down Jimmy Uso. Keith Lee wipes him out. Danger with a super kick to the back of the head. And Chris Danger laying out both champions. Oh no. Danger snatching the titles. Have we just seen a preview of the worst possible timeline? I've been Xander, and that was Universe. Is Chris Danger going to be the unified NXT and TNA champion?